All right, yesterday in math, we talked about elapsed time, and we have been talking for the past 2 days about how we need to look at a start and a finish time to see how long things are taking. And so far, we've only been working with half hour and whole hour. Well, today we're going to talk about ordering events like in the sequence of the way that they happen. Okay, so let's talk about that for just a minute. So if I was going to give you a schedule, or let's think about our school day. Okay, when we were in our classroom together, there was a schedule of how things worked. And so we knew that every day math would come before lunch. So if lunch is at 11 o'clock, we would know that math would be sometime before 11 o'clock. We would have lunch, and then every day after lunch, we would know that specials were at 11:45, and then playtime was at 12:25-ish, okay? So every day things kind of went in order, and we could kind of figure out the time on a clock based on when those events happened. Well, today we're going to do that in math. We are going to look at some events, and we are going to put them in order in the way that they happen. Now, just like every other day this week, my sheet is similar to yours, but different, okay? So you're going to watch what I do, and then I'm going to give you time to work on your own sheet, okay? So let me get the camera flipped around. Let me get my pen. All right, let me flip the camera around. Okay, all right, so we are going to order time and events today. Okay, and our directions say to number the times in order. So I'm going to see if I can prop up my camera again today, and then I'll show you the math sheet at the end. Okay, I'm sorry it's so far away. I don't really know how I can better do this, okay? But when we finish, I'll show you a better picture of it. Okay, so for number one, I have a picture of a boy with a completed sandcastle, and the time says 4 o'clock. And then I have a boy with a sand bucket that looks empty, and the time says 3 o'clock. And then I have a boy, and he has 2 parts of a castle done, and the time says 3:30. So I need to put these events in order by which happened first, and then next, and then last, okay? I can look at the pictures to help me, and I can also look at the time to help me. So if I know what the times are on a clock, I can look down here, and that can help me put these things in order. So I know that if I have a clock, 3 o'clock is going to be first, and that picture matches because the boy is just starting with his sand bucket. Okay? After 3 o'clock, I know it's going to come 3:30 because 3:30 is 30 minutes after 3 o'clock. So this is going to be my second picture, and it's the boy starting to build the sandcastle. So that means my last picture is going to be 4 o'clock with the completed sandcastle. So I have put things in order. It took him 30 minutes to get that much done, and then it took him 30 more minutes to go from here to here. Now let me ask you another question. How long did it take him to build the whole sandcastle? If you said 1 hour, you are right, because he started at 3 o'clock and he ended at 4 o'clock, so that would be 1 whole hour. That was like a bonus. You're a really smart math question right there. All right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 down here, we have a girl checking out, and she's buying food is what she's buying here at some place like McDonald's, and the time says 12 o'clock. And then the second picture shows her throwing trash into a trash can at 1 o'clock. And then over here we see her sitting down eating her meal at 12:30. Okay, so we've got to put things in order of what happened first, next, and last. Okay, if we think about a clock, our clock is going to start at 12 o'clock. So we're going to put a number 1 here because that happened first. And the girl is buying her food. That's the first thing she does at 12 o'clock is she buys the food. Okay? Now our second picture, is it going to be this 1 o'clock throwing her trash away or 12:30 eating her meal? Yep, it's going to be 12:30, her eating. That's what happens next. She is sitting down at 12:30 and she is eating her Happy Meal. And then our third picture at 1 o'clock is her trash. So same question as earlier. How long does it take her to eat her lunch? It takes 1 hour from 12 to 1. That's 1 hour has passed. That's how long it takes her to eat her lunch and throw it away. All right, down here for 3 and 4, we do not have the times written down for us. We just have to look at the picture and figure out what's first, next, and last. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, we have a flower that's being grown by this little girl. We have the little girl watching it sprout out of the dirt, and we have the little girl planting our seeds, okay? So if I think about what I know about planting a garden, I'm gonna know that this picture is gonna happen first. I have to plant seeds before anything can grow. So I know that this is gonna be number one. And then I have to think, okay, what would be second? Would second be the whole flower or just a little shoot out of the ground? Okay, if I think what I know, a little shoot has to grow before I can get a whole flower. So for this one, it should be 1, planting, 2, just sprouting, and 3, we have a flower. All right, number 4, we have a baby playing with a ball in a box. We have a little boy playing with a teddy bear, and we have a bigger boy who is playing with like Legos. Okay, so we need to put these in order of what would be first, second, and third. All right, first, if we're thinking about growing up, if I would ask you to tell me what you looked like when you were younger, when you were first born, you would probably tell me a baby. A baby is the first stage of time and event. So 1 is going to be the baby. And then after he's a baby, does he become a little boy or a big boy? Yeah, he would become a little boy. So that would be 2. And then 3 would be the big boy. That's how he has changed over time from baby to little boy to big boy. Okay, so I'm going to show you this up close so you can see it a little bit better to kind of see what I've done. And then I'm going to check the back and see if there's anything on there that I need to do for you. But whenever we're putting things in order, we can look at the pictures on today's sheet, or we could look at the time, or we could use both. At the top, we could use both to help us, the times and the pictures. But at the bottom, we just had to use the pictures to put things in order. Okay, so let me put this back down and let me, I know it's so far away right there, and I'm really sorry. All right, let's look at the back. Oh, we can do this. This is just a review, but we can do this review together. Your sheet is not like mine, okay? Remember, your sheet's different. All right, the first top part of the sheet says, read the story and show the time on the clock and write the time. Okay, so Haley went to school at 8 o'clock. So I've got to write 8 o'clock on the clock, okay? I need to remember my hands. My little hand is the hour, so I'm gonna draw my hour to the 8. And my big hand, my long hand, is the minutes. And I'm gonna draw my minutes up there to 12 because that 12 is the o'clock number, okay? So anytime we're at the 12, it's gonna mean o'clock. And so if I was gonna write it on the clock, it would be 8 o'clock, okay? All right, number 2, Haley has a music lesson at 10:30. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna draw my shorthand at the 10, kind of between 10 and 11, because remember, as we move around the clock, our hour hand is also getting closer to that next hour number. Okay, so there's 10, and then 30 is always at the 6. So I'm gonna draw my minute hand down to the 6. If I can't remember, I can always go around, oh, not 11, not 16. My brain is thinking slower than my hand. I can write the minutes on the clock, okay? And that's gonna be o'clock. If we go all the way around, it's 60, but we're gonna start with 0 there today, okay, to do it. So we're just gonna leave that one. But our time here would be 10:30, okay? 10:30. Okay. All right, let me pull up a little closer so you can see it in case you need to review that. But remember, if you need to draw the minutes around the clock to help you, you can do that, okay? All right, boys and girls, so let me move all my stuff back around. I have to get all situated to do these videos. So that's your math assignment today. Your page is going to be, let's see, 351 and 352. So on 351, it looks a lot like I did in the front. You've got 2 pictures, two rows where it's giving you a picture and the time. And then number 3 and 4, you just have to look at the picture to figure out which one happened first, second, or third. And then on the back, it's some of the same thing. And then you've got some clocks that you have to write the time. Remember, the shorthand is the hour. The shorthand is going to be the actual number you see on the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's going to be the hour. The minute, you're counting by 5 around the side, okay? And then you're reviewing some money at the bottom. All right, so that's math. Tomorrow, let's see what we're going to do. Got to take my paper clip off there. Tomorrow we're gonna do estimating time, and estimate is just a fancy word for guessing time. So we're gonna learn more about that tomorrow. All right, I know that you're gonna do great on your math today. Make sure you complete it and take a picture and send it. See you tomorrow.